My name is Watson.
And my name is Mariah.
We're 12 years old.
And we're representing Old Redford Academy Middle School.
And we're here to talk about drugs.
Drugs are very dangerous and unhealthy.
And they can also ruin a relationship with your loved ones.
Go talk to a family member, a friend, even a teacher, or you can go to a therapist, or if you need any extra help, you can go online and find all of those.
Hashtag not worth it.
I'm fabulous. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy. I'm fabulous.
Young cat got back, did a little bit. Now we hardy, puffy, tough, do-rag and Tim's. Kinda hard to get a job back out on the block. Charge that to the game. Young girl, she grew up in a rush. Had it bad, no doubt. She don't know who to trust. Every man she ever loved only want to crush. Charge that to the game. But it's all gravy. Hey, baby. Shots get popped, the cops shut down the party. Jeans sag low, blow smoke.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Expose Under the Sun, brought to you by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. I am your host, Darwin Griffin, and I've got a few announcements that I'd like to make before we get started. But if you'd like to call in, the show is live. The call-in numbers are area code 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351, 313-868-4336. And you're watching WHPR on channel TV 33 or on Comcast, channel 90 or channel 91. And our website, www.tv33whpr.com. And I've got a few announcements I'd like to make before I introduce you to my special guest. But if you have any questions for her, please, you can put them on my Facebook Live, or you can call into the station, and you'd be welcome to put those questions out for us. Again, our number is 313-868-0342, 868-0351, or 868-4336. But just to make a few announcements real quick. One is that Moses is having a candidate forum town hall meeting, and that's going to be give you an opportunity to vote and to be able to voice your opinions about the various candidates that are running. This is going to be held on Thursday, November the 1st at Liberty Temple Baptist Church, 17188 Greenfield, and it's going to be from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. And light food and refreshments are going to be served. And you can hear about the candidates that are running for election this season, and also come and learn more about how the judicial court races will impact you and your family. And this is being sponsored by Moses. And for those of you that may also be interested too, the Obama Grassroots Walkers and the coordinated campaign are paying for poll workers and for drivers. They're paying the poll workers $100, and they're paying the drivers $125. And they're going to have today at the IBW 54, that's at 1358 Abbott in Detroit near Porter Street. But what they're going to be doing is they're going to be having a recruitment for persons that are interested, and they want you to come down today at 4 o'clock if you're interested in being a poll worker or a driver. So again, that's the Obama Grassroots Walkers, 1358 Abbott, and that's in Detroit, IBEW, Local 54, and that's near Porter Street. So if you can get down there today at 4 o'clock, I know that they would definitely welcome you to come down, and just be prepared to give your information so that they can go and they can sign you up, and you can make a difference on November the 6th. Now, one other thing I just want to say too, just a personal note, that I just want to send out a special prayer, and I'd like for those of you that are listening and those of you that are viewing to say a special prayer for my sister in love, and her name is Glenda, and she was involved in a pretty serious car accident yesterday evening. And please keep her in your thoughts and your prayers for her health. And she's probably going to have to, have a lot of prayer because we all know there's a lot of power in prayer. So please, Glenda Griffin, I know you're watching. Please, you got a lot of prayer warriors out here that are definitely coming to your support. So again, get well soon, and God has his hands on you and is going to keep you covered with good health, care, and comfort throughout your recovery. Again, thank you again. But let me say this too. I think that somebody had given me the wrong information about the local. Let me say, instead of it being local 54, it should be local 58. So again, that's not local 54, but that's local 58. IBW 1358 Abbott. So if you come out tonight, please make sure, look for local 58. Okay. I am very excited to have my special guest. She's been a friend of mine for the past couple of years. She is probably not a stranger to anyone that's involved with the education of their children here in Detroit Public Schools. And I'll give her an opportunity to tell a little bit about her background and a little bit about what she is looking for you to give in terms of your support on November the 6th. I am excited to have Dr. Deborah Hunter Harville. I know a lot of Deltas that are probably going to be looking. They're going to be saying, my SOAR is on the air. But again, Dr. Deborah Hunter Harville, I welcome you to Expose Under the Sun.
Well, Darwin, it is my pleasure to be here, the measure of a man. I mean, thank you so much for the opportunity to just come and share. And whatever your audience would like to know about education that I can help out with, I'm here for that reasons. But I thank you. Thank you for your support.
Well, let's start first things first. First,
Okay.
let's let the viewing audience get acquainted with who Dr. Hunter is. Who is Dr. Deborah Hunter Harville?
Okay. Let me place it like this. I'm first a child of the King, okay?
Amen.
He came into my life a long time ago and has been there, and I'm grateful. I am a Detroit Public Schools graduate, Cooley High School. I lived on campus at Mary Grove College because that's where I got my scholarship from. I was very serious about the business of education. My mom told me that was the only way that I could make it out of the poverty that we lived in. And so I did that, and by doing so, I got out of Mary Grove College and I became a teacher because that's what they told us we could become, a teacher. And so I became a teacher, and from there I worked in Detroit Public Schools as well as Friends School in Detroit. So many of my kids from Friends School have been calling me, okay? From there, I went back to Detroit Public Schools, became a principal, and then left Detroit for a while through the week to go up to Flint and Saginaw to become a superintendent. And then I came back home and was just minding my own business, and some very close friends of mine, actually some sorors, said, you know, we have to advocate for children. We have to be advocate for children, so why don't you run for school board? And they got the petition signed like within 45 minutes, 100 signatures, and I was out there on the ballot. So 18 months ago, I was elected with my other colleagues, the other 6, to become the Detroit Public Schools Community School District Board member. And so haven't gotten tired yet. We've been recreating the district, transforming the culture, transforming the district, hiring those that want to work, seeking out teachers that want to be real with children that need a real education. They have energy to spare. We're there doing what we need to be doing. We found a superintendent. He came from Jacksonville with his family. He has 4 children. 3 of them are in Detroit Public Schools. We're excited about that. He has a lovely wife, and he's doing the work. We're helping to get the work done. So we're the policymakers, okay? And Dr. Vitti and his team go out and do the day-to-day work. But I still visit schools. I read at some schools. Whatever I can do to help, that's what we do. So that's it in a nutshell.
Now tell me, now your term of office was 2 years.
Right. Okay. So we all ran and we got staggered terms. So two of us got 6-year terms.
Okay.
So that's my vice president, Angelique Peterson Mayberry, and also Georgia Lemons, who, serves on the academics committee with me.
Okay.
Then there was another set, that would be Sonia, that's Sonia Mays, I should say, Misha Stallworth, and Dr. Iris Taylor.
Okay.
They got a 4-year term.
Okay.
And then myself and Mr. Lemons, we acquired the 2-year terms. And so we thought that was fair, but as the days pass, I now see 18 months is up, and it was time for me to run.
To run for reelection.
So
again.
that's why I am running again, because the work is not done.
Okay.
I've been working with a lot of different things.
Okay. All right. Looks like we've got a caller on the line. Caller,
Okay.
you have a question or comment?
Yes, hi. This is Dee Thomas.
I'm sorry. Say your
Hi,
name again.
Dr. Hunter.
Hi.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Verlinda. No, not Verlinda.
Say your name again, please, caller.
Natanji Thomas.
Hi, Ms. Thomas. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Do you have a comment or a question for Dr. Harville?
Yes, Dr. Harville, I met another person running for school board a few weeks ago, and I asked them about how did they feel about obtaining new textbooks and new that's updated, that talks more about what we need to have in the classroom setting. And that person's response was they didn't think that textbooks was that important, that children need.
So you say again, the question was that you had asked them about the textbooks, and that person said that the textbooks were not that important. Is that what you were saying, Ms. Thomas? Okay, Ms. Thomas, are you still on the line? Okay. Dr. Harville, I think you understood what the question that she was saying.
I think so. I think I can speak to that. So we're very eclectic in what we teach our children now, because all children learn, but they don't necessarily learn at the same rate and the same pace. So right now we have invested in technology, of course, because they can do blended learning. For instance, if they're on a 2nd grade level and they're reading a story and comparing another story, they can do graphic organizers and what have you, and that blended learning may say that their reading level is 4th grade, even though they're in the 2nd grade. But yes, we do have textbooks that we've ordered. There is a new curriculum based on the fact that we didn't have anything for those 15 years that the emergency managership was in place. We didn't have a curriculum that we saw as evidence-based and that we saw that could increase test scores. So we do have books, we do have technology, we do have all kinds of devices that children can utilize so that they can increase reading and mathematics skills. We actually, at our curriculum meetings, give demonstrations of different kinds of lessons that can be taught with the new reading series. Right now, the teachers are being trained. In fact, next Tuesday on Election Day, we have a huge professional development day at Cobo Hall. So I think I'm saying a whole lot to try to answer your question. I hope that does answer it. And we also have a supplementary reading series, too, through Scholastic Books Incorporated.
Now, let's talk about something that I know that when I saw it on the news, the water.
The water, yes.
What's going on with the water in the schools? I know that one of the things that Dr. Vita was trying to be was proactive to
Right.
make certain in terms of saying put the water filtration systems in the school. But what all is going on with the water in the schools now?
Okay, so what we did was approved, and I mean the board. Dr. Vitti made us a recommendation, and we approved his recommendation, which of course deals with hydration systems being brought to the various schools that we have. So for every 100 students in a school building, there'll be a hydration system. There'll also be one in the teacher's lounge, and they'll have the water that they're going to need in the kitchens and what have you, and they'll utilize it to that degree. So hydration systems, if you go on Google, they'll show you a quick picture of it. But it's like a water system that's about so tall, and students can go with their cups and get water to come into their cup, and then they can drink it. So they're actually, it's interesting that Dr. Vitti kind of posed it like this. Kids are saying they're drinking more water than they used to drink before because their teachers take them out at a certain time for water and what have you. Filters are changed on the system, so it is a safe process. So it's going to take us probably from now and into mid next year to get all of the systems put in place. But Dr. Vitti will update us at various board meetings, and you'll also see something on our website that speaks to the process that's being involved. So we thought that would be a workable situation.
Now, let me ask this other question. So, okay, now they're not drinking this water, but now when they want to wash their hands, are they still washing their hands in this water that has, what was it, copper that was in the water?
The children are still washing their hands because the information that we got says that it's not impactful. That's not what the issue is. The issue was drinking the water from the systems, et cetera, et cetera. Washing their hands had nothing to do with it. So that is still going on. What I want people to do is go to our website, and it'll tell them all of the specificity, because I didn't bring all of my notes on that. But I'm not afraid to get engaged in conversation. But I want to make sure that I'm giving you the specifics about, what's happening with everything. That information I give you just because it's in my head.
Okay.
Okay?
Now, also too, in terms of say with the security in the schools, because I know I'm just thinking about other things that people have come to. Now, your school board meets how regularly?
Okay. So we meet every second Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
Depending on what happens with the financial review board, we may have to switch one of those meetings to the third Tuesday. But basically, we meet every second Tuesday. Then we have at 5:30, and right now we're at Martin Luther King Jr. Senior High.
Okay.
Then we have subcommittee meetings, such as policy, okay? And the reason we have policy is because we're a new district. And so we've got to develop those new policies that are relevant with today's times and issues, okay? We have curriculum, where I chair curriculum, okay? And that's been my expertise with, I didn't mention it, or did I mention that I was a principal and a teacher and a superintendent? I'm sorry.
But I'm glad you did now, 'cause I was gonna ask you that.
That's my expertise, and so Dr. Taylor appointed me to that position, and I was humbled because education is a civil right. And if we don't make sure that curriculum and instructional practices being used are relevant for our children for today, then we're never going to increase our scores. So that's what I do. And so that committee, in fact, we met last night. So we meet usually every fourth Monday at 5:30 or so. So that's another committee. And then we have our finance committee meetings. And they're usually on Friday mornings, second Friday mornings. But what you can do is go to our website at www.Detroit Public Schools Community School District, and they will, in fact, give you a schedule, highlight everything. And the community should come to those meetings. They really should get involved with what's going on with the water, what's going on with reading, maybe volunteer to read. I know that activist Helen Moore has a community team together getting community members to volunteer to come in and read to kids. So that's exciting for our students.
Now,
Okay?
explain a little bit about that third. Now I'm hearing about the third grade. Explain what's that
right.
all about.
So that's what I brought. So I want to give people a chance to get a pencil because I want you to be able to go to Google and pull this up for yourself. I'm just going to give you small parts about it, okay? We have to respond to the needs of all of our students. So under, here goes, MCL 380.1280F. That's Michigan's third grade reading law, okay? The district is required to implement the 4 sections this year, which deal with teaching our kids to read better. They have to read better. So, again, you select a comprehensive assessment, and we did that with iReady. And then after we did that, for grades K through 3, we administered the assessments, and that assessment told us where kids are in terms of reading skills. Like, do they understand recall, different events that happen in the story? Do they understand vocabulary? Do they, whatever it is that they needed specifics on, the assessment let us know. And then with that, we developed what we call an individualized reading plan or a reading improvement plan so that it's already identified. You can send some notice home to parents. They can call back and say, hey, what does this mean about my kid? They can go to our parent academy, which the centers are located within churches, within some schools. It's all free. And you can find out where your kid has deficits. The teachers are being trained for those deficits that each child has. And then they give them what we call differentiated interventions, which is simply, let's see how I can explain this. Let's say your child didn't do well with cause and effect. Like it rained, so the flowers are growing now, or the vegetables are growing. Well, then there's some skills that you can practice with kids so they'll understand that if it rains,
What the
then
effect is gonna be from that.
the effect will be that the flowers will grow. Okay? My favorite one is using daily analogies. So you could say, man is to woman as boy is to
Girl.
girl. Right. Now,
I know that
once
was a
you
good test for me right there.
that
but go ahead.
was your
Right.
test. So what I'm saying is, when kids come home and they say, well, I don't have any homework, you can make up your own little daily analogy like that, or your own little assignment about, here's the cause, here's the effect. For instance, you come home and clean your room up. What will mommy or daddy or grandmommy give you on Saturday? A $1 allowance. But you got to do this in order to get that. So this thing about, I don't have any homework, you make it up yourself. And so you can get that kind of training at our Parent Academy. Or it's probably within you, but you just didn't know that you had it in you.
Right.
But that's what you do as a parent. As a teacher, they're getting to know the new series. And so whenever something is brand new, it's just like a marriage. When it's brand new, there's some bumps in the road, okay? But you slow down, you speak to each other, try to fix it, and then you move to some level of success.
Okay.
And then you gradually keep moving. So now, this reading stuff, I could talk about forever in a day. Same goes with math, okay? If you don't know what a polygon is, and you haven't taught your child what a polygon looks like, you don't really need the book that's in the classroom. You can Google that, or you can just go in the store when you're grocery shopping and show your child a shape of a polygon or a box,
So
triangle.
there's more ways of how to educate children
Yes.
than just in the schools themselves.
Yeah, we got to do practical stuff with our kids.
But you
because-
know, the thing is, Dr. Harville, is that sometimes I think the parents also get educated from the children when they come and bring new concepts home
Absolutely.
about, just like you said, when I was growing up, the new math.
Right.
My parents didn't understand what the new math was
Right.
all about.
I
So,
remember.
you know,
Said
they
the same
learned
thing.
a lot of those things from, and then just like, now, two more questions I want to ask you real quick because we've only got a few minutes left with the
Okay.
show. Have to have you come back on the show again.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to.
But one thing I want to ask too is that is civics because I think that there's more people that are complaining, especially in the political realm, about civics and civics not being emphasized in the schools
Okay.
like what they should be, because a lot of children don't understand growing up what the duties like city council,
Right.
who the state reps are. Sadly enough, some people did not know even who President Obama was.
Right.
So, to know about the legislative, the judicial, and the executive boards of Congress. So, I mean, those are things that if people have aspirations to want to go into like an elected official positions, to be able to do that. And that's one of the things that I think that I'm hearing, people expressing more that they like to see in the school system.
Right.
The other thing is about the restorative practices.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing that now.
So can you just and give a little quick minute, real quick, because I want you to give your contact information, but if you can just
Okay.
tell what is restorative practices in the school?
Okay. So restorative practices is an alternative way to take care of the disciplinary problems that we've been having within the district. So it's really conflict resolution.
Okay.
And so students fought a child perhaps without finding out the facts. So now we take both of the kids together and they talk about, here are the facts of what happened. What could we have done differently? I mean, why would we even have done it the way that you did it? And here are 3 things that we can do subsequently, and we'll move on. Back to whether civics and all of that has been taught, I can't tell you what all was not taught while emergency managership was there. Who was monitoring? What went on? Did we order civics books? I don't know what happened. All I know is what's going to happen. So Dr. Vitti is putting together a task force to look at high school curriculum. Okay? We adopted everything for K through 8. And as I said, we're going through the transformational process, and teachers are leading us. And principals are involved as well. So that's going to happen. And what you could do is call the school district or look on the website, send Dr. Vitti an email at nikolai.vitti@detroitk12.org or deborah.hunter-harville@detroitk12.org about curriculum. And I'm more than willing to talk it over to you. But I got to get reelected.
Well,
November 6th.
let's segue into now just
Okay.
if somebody is interested in supporting you and your candidacy and want to make certain, because I've had several people to say hi to you,
Okay.
over my Facebook Live.
Okay. Oh, great.
So I'll
Great,
show
great.
that to you after the show.
Okay.
But the contact information, if they want to come on board with Deborah Hunter Harville, get an opportunity to get one of Deborah
Yep,
Hunter
that's
Harville's
yours. That's
T-shirts.
yours. That's for you.
Thank you. And to
Thank
get one of
you.
your T-shirts. But
Yeah.
the main thing is to help you finish what you started in the first 2 years that
Exactly.
you've been on the school board. How do they get in contact with you?
So it's simple. Dr. Harville, that's HARVILL, the number 4, DPSCD.com. Dr. Harville 4, DPSCD.com. And that will help me out tremendously. I still need people to pass out literature, to canvas with me this weekend, also to be ready on Monday and Tuesday and get out there and get the vote out. And hopefully it'll be for myself.
Great, great.
And I just appreciate this. I really
I
do.
appreciate you coming on board and having an opportunity to speak to our
Yep.
viewers and listeners on the show.
Right.
So
I
again,
should have said my number too. 313-743-8207. 313-743-8207.
okay. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Well, I thank you again for coming on the show. Again, if you'd like to be a guest on the show or advertise in the Detroit Neighborhood Sun newspaper, they can now be picked up at Kroger supermarkets. You can contact Valerie Lockhart at 313-457-5944. We look forward to seeing you again next week, same time, same station. We're out.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy. I'm baby.
Young cat got back, did a little bit. Now we hardy, puffy, tough, do-rag and Tim's. Kinda hard to get a job back out on the block. Charge that to the game. Young girl, she grew up in a rush, had it bad.